Hello and welcome to the Query channel. I'm Jason, your host. We're on a little wander. We're going to talk more about my computer system. My computer system in the house, and by that I include all the bits and pieces, the storage directories, the server, the main computer, everything is a massive part of my coping strategies, my safe space. It keeps me going when other things don't. It allows me to function and remain independent. Everything I do on my computers each day allows me to stay independent for the next day. It's not optional. This is why I have so many backups. This is why I have backups to my power for the house. I always have to have those things. Just like the VR. Virtual reality today is part of my ecosystem and has to work. It just has to. So, the thing is, when I switch from the winter to the summer, it's for a very good reason, because negative things that happen in my house, like overheating and things like that, if you've known anybody with ADHD or autism, if they don't have an affinity for heat, or if they don't have an affinity for the cold, then either of those extremes can really badly, detrimentally affect how they cope. And so I have to make sure that switching between my winter and my summer computer goes smoothly. I have to make sure that everything I need is copied over. That there is no issues that I will face that I cannot sort out. I'm already planning out contingency plans. For what if certain things don't work? Unfortunately, my independence and that is really leveraged against my technology I have in the house. And I can degrade quite quickly without that technology. which is why I have like 5 different backup computer systems and 3 different types of power and 2 different internets, well actually 3 different internets, and so on and so forth. It's not for fun, it's not because I've got the money to spend on it. I have to go without in a lot of things to be able to afford to do all that I do, but it's because if I didn't, I'd end up in a long stay mental health ward. That is sadly the problem. My brain is pretty fucked up. I am classed as being severely disabled, not by me but by the DWP. They've always classed me as severely disabled. And I didn't have to ask them for that. They rang me up and said, we've had notification and we've looked at your stuff, and would it be okay for us to flag your thingy as severely disabled? They gave me a choice, because some people wouldn't want that on their file. To me, it just meant I'd get more help. So yeah, it's very easy for people to assume that I am functioning really well, and that's how I am normally. There's a reason why I only leave the house on my mobility scooter. It's my technology, it's my safe space. Ooh, that's a nice big truck. Time to get a drinky. My little drinky of water. Yay. So it is wonderful that I am able to live independently. It is wonderful that I am able to leave the house. These are things that was never expected. But I try to tread a very fine line. And I just have to always be aware that if we, especially when I'm having a good day. When I'm having a good day, that's when it's dangerous. Because my brain starts to convince me that, hey, you're okay, you can do stuff. Which is what happened when I had my mobility scooter before this. I left the house because my plan was, okay, I'm going to go down to my local disability shop. I'm going to buy a canopy for that one, a different canopy than this. And I am going to fit it myself. I took my tools with me on the mobility scooter. I was so full of myself. And because I had just got my mobility scooter and I could leave the house, I was feeling like I was invincible. And so I bought it. They would have actually delivered it to my house if I wanted. They said, no. I can still do stuff. I'll be able to do this. And so they took the packaging off. It was only supposed to be like a 5-minute job to put this scooter canopy on. And so it was sitting within 2 feet of my mobility scooter on the floor. And I'm out there in the car park of the disabled place. And I get off my scooter after I've had a drink when she's gone. And I move away from my scooter to pick up the first part that I had to plug into the actual scooter's frame, and I started to disassociate and started to lose connection with reality, and I had to reach over and grab hold of my mobility scooter to stay conscious and not go catatonic. And so the next hour, instead of it being a 15-minute thing, I spent an hour basically one hand always on the mobility scooter, the other hand was grabbing hold of reaching out for parts for the thingy. I must have looked absolutely fucking hilarious. And I managed to get the scooter thingy on, but it just brought it back home to me how I need to remember just how badly straffold I am, and that it is only because of this wonderful mobile safe space that I can leave this house, and it's only because I've got power in my house and I've got all my coping strategies at home that I function there. It was a good wake-up call. This is why I love the Quingo. I can leave the house, I can go on the road, I can go on the pavement, I can go inside big stores and shop. I did think about a power chair, and the reason I thought about a power chair was because it would be easier to get inside places and that. But a power chair can't always go to places that the mobility scooter can. Okay, so let's see how much of that space is taken up by that car there. But yeah, it is illegal really, so I think it is. Yeah, it is illegal to park. You can get tickets for parking a car on a pavement. But unfortunately it's done by so many people that people think it's the norm. Okay, now this one's a bit of a quandary. I'm going to actually go around this one because there isn't enough space on the outside. I'm hoping there's space in the behind. Yep, there's space here. That's nice to see someone on one of those scooters with a helmet and a full set of clothing that is set up to keep you safe. That is good to see, really good to see. Most of them don't. I'm very tired at the moment, but I wanted to come out. I was desperate to just come out of the house and have a little explore. So it's resurfaced the road, and there's a skid risk now for a while until it's all settled down. Woohoo! Now even though I'm going up the hill there, I'm going to come around from the other side. I believe I am anyway, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go through this place and come out the other side. Because it'll bring me at the right side of the actual button to press to cross. Oh. That's nice of them. Oh. So the idea is, because I want to cross over there, I'm coming from this side because I'll be at the side where the button is. Oh, if I do this, let's see. Press this button.
Are you managing?
Yeah, fine, thanks. People don't usually talk to me. So, just waiting to be able to cross. Thankfully they have improved these places a little bit. Right. Alright, so just wait here. And let's go up here. Take the hill. Usually I like to go up this hill a bit faster than normal. It is such a hill. Make sure no one's coming on from the canal. Make sure no one's over this lift. And bingo. We are here. I'm going to stop the vlog because it's coming up to the time where it would stop anyway. So bye bye for now.